Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Hello, hello, nobody. I would say how's everyone doing, but nobody's here yet, so we shall see how we go. S has been in chat and said good day, so good day, S. And yes, I'm having another bad hair day. Due a trim or an attack with a lawnmower, one or the other. Not sure which would probably be best. I think probably the lawnmower job. There's not exactly a lot left up there, is there? Never mind. So, as we sort of try and kill some time before people turn up, or at least start saying hello. Might help if I took myself out of live chat, out of top chat, and got into live chat, mightn't it? It does sometimes help. Yeah, come on. There we go. Now we still got no one. So, those 49ers, huh? No idea. I had to double check myself. I'm not calling it San Francisco 69ers, which is probably more accurate. Not that I have any clue about American base handball, soccer. So, are we going to get anyone? If I get the 10 minutes of random waffle and nobody's turned up, I'm going for a nap. So if you're hanging about and I can't see you, let me know. Ah, there's a mana. Somebody's turned up. Yay! How the devil eyes up. Ugh, looks like it's going to be a slow Sunday. Perhaps everyone's watching Guppy Guru and he's overrunning. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I'm alright. It's every other bugger. You know that. I'm great because I don't have to deal with people most of the time. Working on your mate's bike today, so grease under the fingernails, get the saw figure out, and then find all the little cuts and nicks you got by using some kind of hand sanitizer. Or paper cut finder is probably a more accurate name for it. The bane of anyone who works in a shop and has to take things out of boxes. You always cut yourself on cardboard boxes. They bought a Gixxer 750. Cool. Yeah, Gixxer 750 is a solid bike. I mean, yeah, it's not great because it's 4-stroke and 4-strokes suck, but you know, that's because I'm old and like 2-strokes. Can't beat that exhaust scream from a 2-stroke. Sounds like someone shredding sheet metal. It's just awesome. And the burning of oil is always good. Yeah. Anyway, play by probs, getting your way through the band. Yeah, this is it. Probably never had a service, never had anything looked at that hasn't actually gone MOT fail wrong kind of thing. So many bikes are like that. Get used once or twice a year, then stuck in the shed for 10 months, and then they wonder why they don't start or why they leak. Yeah, how have I been this last week? Same old, not working, chilling at home, mucking about with fish tanks, watching random stuff on YouTube. Yeah, it's a good life. You just need more money, that's the problem. Even I can't breed enough bristle noses at the moment to support my lifestyle. Although the bottom tank down here is now empty. We sold the last 30 bristle noses today. So yay. Which means the 100 and whatever that are in there can go down to the bottom. The similar amount in the one on the right can be split up between those two. I'll split the mollies up as well. And the mollies that are in the one on the right can be split into there, and the cories can go into there. Is the plan anyway. Oh, well, I've got more bristle noses now. Sold 30 today and had another spawn. They hatched Wednesday. But these ones are super reds and longfin super reds, so worth a bit more money. So yay! But yeah, we now have 2 pairs of bristle noses spawning. So instead of having 500 bristle noses, I could have up to 1,000. Yeah, I'm going to have to start getting in contact with like suppliers. Hi, can you sell me a sack of algae wafers, please? Keeps the hobby going. The cash flow keeps me going. It's paying the bills at the moment. Yeah, paying for everything at the moment. Like the bristle noses, the shrimp, and the snails. Yeah. I've not done a full week's work since March this year, and I haven't done any work since June. So, yes, more the merrier. Although while I was in the LFS today, sewing the bristly noses, no, I didn't buy any more fish. I did get some food, but you know. Yeah, it got pointed out to me that the pink ram's horns that I took in the other week, they were doing great. They sold a few. And one of the other guys at work said decided to put some assassin snails in the tank. So the other guy who's in charge came in the next day, and there were a lot of empty ram's horn snail shells. And apparently he did similar with the shrimp in that he put some cherry barbs in the shrimp tank, along with assassin snails. So I supply them, they kill them. Yeah, I know. At least the bristle noses should be safe. They can't really put those in with something that's going to eat them, he says. Although they did have some stunning other flavours of pleco in there today. If I had the money, I would have been very tempted. I got the royals, I got leopard frogs, beacons. What other one? I got loads of them, and they're not baby ones either. Get the feeling these are all wild caught because of the size of them. I mean, some of them are like that kind of size. And it's like, Yeah, yeah, very cool, but I'm not paying £150 for a Preco. Not when I need at least two. It's like if you can guarantee they're a pair and you give me a good deal on them, I'll breed them for you. All sorts. I can't remember the numbers. It was, oh, God, 27 rings of mine. Rings a bell. Um, yeah, it was loads of different flavours, and it was also a case of walking down it and going, "That's one of mine, and mine, and mine, and mine." You can even tell the difference between my cribs and the ones they bought in. My cribs have got about 10 times the colour on them, and are selling. Um, so yeah, they didn't seem to have many shrimp, so they might want some of them next week, but we shall see. Let's just see how I feel, because I ain't gonna have any bristle noses to sell. Um, and I think I'm down to about 150, 200 shrimp in that 20 litre there. But I've got another couple of colonies, so we're okay. Um, one is meant to be a colony, and the other one is just a. Where's there a large colony of shrimp in that tank? Mm. Thought about asking companies for algae wafers. I haven't. But yeah. I mean, if you don't ask, you don't get. So, I mean, things are a bit different here than they might be in the States, but it might be worth phoning someone up or emailing. Shows how old I am. Yeah, let me just have a swig. Marit, my dear, my love, my sweet, how the devil are you? I hope you are feeling better than you were. And the copious amounts of ibuprofen and paracetamol are working. Um, so, yeah, because I mean, at the moment, I get my algae wafers in 1 kilo or 2.2 pound bags, and they last about 3 months. Yeah, that's along with all the vegetable clippings and courgette and rapashi, everything else I feed them. So we can but hope. Oh dear. Oh no, it's gone to your chest. Oh, well, hopefully it doesn't get too bad, Marek. We don't want you having to jump in the back of a Nina wagon. Um, so, taste and smell are gone. Welcome to my world. And if I don't have caffeine, I'd probably have a similar headache. Um, yeah, well, just make sure you look after yourself, Marek. Yeah, we both know. And I'm sure Chris will shout at you if you need. Yeah, if he thinks you need to go to hospital, uh, he will soon shout at you. Don't worry, or he'll call the blimmin' ambulance on your behalf. Dee Dee, my sweet, how the devil are you? Always better to see you. Yes, so for anyone who didn't know, Marek does unfortunately have COVID at the moment. Got brave, went out, bought a new coat, came home with a new coat and COVID. So that sucks. So again, this is one of those streams where I've not really got anything to talk about. Because other than selling those bristle noses and having a new lot hatch, not a lot has happened. Evening, J Rock. Going to be lurking. I'm guessing water changes. Yeah, I'm alright. It's just every other bugger. Not COVID. Hubby and son got cold and you got COVID. That's... Yeah, sounds about right though. Given your luck, Marek, that does sound about right. I don't think that's going to last very long. So we might be back to swigging Coke out the bottle. As I say, if it weren't for bad luck, some of us would have no luck. And I'm trying to think what else has happened this week that might be remotely interesting or amusing to talk about. No, you got to try it and see how you get on. You never know, you might have enjoyed it. And the chances are what will happen to me is I'll get myself a job, I'll start and then I'll catch it. Don't worry, Dee Dee, if Marek is umming and ahhing about whether to go to the hospital, I shall tell her. Hey? And you'll listen, won't you, Marek? Because a crazy mama bear is not as scary as an angry Wookiee. Scary every time you leave the house, you always wonder for a few days. Yeah, exactly. And especially now where no one is, I say no one, I don't mean that. The people wearing masks and trying to socially distance a little are in the minority now. I wear my mask. I try to stay away from other people, but it's not always easy. And sometimes, people are just acting like it's all gone and it's over, and it's not. Mr. Daniel Keeping Fish, sir, member number 1. I was going to say ultimate member, but that sounds a bit wrong. Hey, just wait till you've done 12 months and then you'll be a gold member. Hopefully you can fight it off, Marek, and you'll start improving before you go downhill any further. Oh, pardon me. But, I hear, as little help as I can be, but, Yeah, so, how I've not had it, I don't know. But, so before the whole thing came out, March last year, about COVID, I'd had a really nasty flu-y thing just after Christmas. So I'm wondering whether I've had it and didn't realise. Oh, Marek, bless you. Thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. You know you don't have to do that. Bless. Yeah, I'll say it's possible I've had it. NOK is a Norwegian kroner. And the reason I know that is because the company I used to work for was owned by a Norwegian company. And if I mention the company's names, Marek will know exactly who I mean. I'm out of 11 months, don't want to be my gold member. Yeah, I know you can't leave the house. There's Mary's son, Adam. He was at work and someone at work tested positive. So everyone who was at work at the time had to go home and self-isolate 2 weeks. I mean, Adam didn't catch it, didn't test positive, nothing, but he still had to self-isolate. So I would say he was bored poopless, but to be fair, 21-year-old lad stuck in his bedroom all day. I think we can safely say his right wrist got a bit stronger. Yeah, well, good old Nicola Sturgeon, she's been stomping her feet about doing the sensible things and keeping the things in place. Yeah, I mean, I was in Sainsbury's yesterday. It was packed, busy, and I think I was the only one wearing a mask. No, sorry, it was me and an old lady. No one else was wearing one. So I was like, okay, you'll think that you've had your vaccine and it's all gone and it's all safe now, do you? Yeah, I know people are going to test that's not true. Haven't jumped on membership. Love so many and can't give to. Yeah, I completely understand, Dee Dee. We all have a fixed income, as it were. Mine is zero. So yeah, we can only give to who we can give to, or support who we can support. No, just being here, clicking the like button. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Yeah, but being here, having a chat. It's support. You're supporting the channel. You're supporting me. You're making me feel better that people actually bother to show up and watch. The nightmare scenario for anyone who streams is you start the stream and nobody shows up. And you're sat there talking to yourself and you're praying that people turn up. You see the people turn up in the little thing on the top of the screen. It says how many people are in there. But if the people who turn up are just there to lurk and not chat, then you're sat there kind of screwed. Because even I can only waffle for so long. I'm glad you had a mask on when you're downtown. Yeah, I'll say if you came down with it beforehand, I know you love me a bit. I love you a bits too. Howdy, Plastic Monkey. Exactly, Dee Dee. People get the flu shot and they still get the flu. COVID is a variant of a flu. So the same rules apply. Just because you had the shot, it doesn't mean you are completely immune to any form of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm due my second shot in a couple of weeks. But again, I'll still wear my mask. Even if not for COVID, and for all the bloody colds and flus that are going around at the moment, just to try and protect myself from getting them. Because, they're not, okay, they're not as bad, but I don't want to feel ill. I don't want to be hacking my guts up for 2 weeks or feel like my brains are leaking out of my nose constantly. No. If it just takes wearing a mask over my face and cleaning my hands, it's this, you had your boosters. As Mara said, if you're vaccinated, definitely be in hospital, especially, it's, I hope you don't mind me saying, but you've got bad asthma. You do the right things. You're protecting yourself, your family, everyone around you, anyone who comes into contact with anyone around you. If you'd have worn a mask in a store 3 years ago, if you'd worn a mask in a store here 3 years ago, you'd have been told to take it off. Most shops even won't serve you if you're wearing a motorbike helmet, even if it's not a full face one, just a skid lid, the bowl helmet. Full face is visible. I won't serve you because you're wearing a motorbike helmet. But a scarf and a hoodie, so all you can see is the eyes, that's fine. Yeah. Right. And then I think I've got it down to I now go shopping about twice a week. And then go to an LFS maybe once a week. That's all I go outside to, as it were, with other people around. And even then, I try and avoid them. So I try to go shopping at times when I know the shop is going to be quiet. What a bank robber's meant to do. Masters say I'm a bank robber. I think generally the waving the gun around has the same effect. No, I'm not going to go into that travesty that happened this week. Yeah, no. I'm just going to say I hope he gets his comeuppance. There's at least 2 YouTube channels I've unsubscribed to because of their views on the subject. Yeah, let's see. Well, I mean, you work with a fish fan, Dan, so that's that covers all of us, vulnerable adults and children. Some of us are both. So, but I don't mind wearing my masks when they're as cool as that. Shrimpy shrimps. Yeah, that's how hard it is to carry a mask with you. You just stick it in your pocket and forget about it. If I was a bank robber, I'd be rocking George. Yeah, no. I just scare everyone. Yeah. Steve, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, so over here there was a big thing made of the pubs are reopening. So everyone went down to COVID, went down to COVID, went down to the pub and like, yeah, we can go to the pub, yeah, yeah. Everyone suddenly goes from being at home and staying away from other people at all costs kind of thing to let's all go get drunk together and hug people we haven't seen for months and wonder why we catch things. Went out last night. First time in 18 months to see a band. Very few wearing a mask. Yeah, I wonder why we got the highest rate in the country. Yeah, it's funny how these things correlate, isn't it? Because if you do the things to prevent catching or spreading diseases, you tend not to catch or spread disease. Obviously, there are people who just get unlucky, like Marriott. Had the jabs, wore the. Did you see it? The Blackish star had a mask made to look like him so you could still see his face and smile. Yeah, that sounds a good idea. I mean, if I've seen a few of those where they've done that, where they've had everyone down a film bag where you get the anus worms. Yeah. To be fair, my biggest concern about that, Dan, was that I might catch them. So obviously, I've had my hands in and out of that tank many a time before I realised. So, I think I'm going to have to squat down over a mirror at some point, especially if the old ring starts twitching. Yeah, it does. Bed's awesome, but it gets a bit much after a few days. Exactly. Steve's only been to the pub once in the last 18 months and didn't stay long because everyone was acting like normal. Yeah. And you're like, no, this thing is still happening. It's still going on. It's not magically gone away. Actually, I wonder if Chem Prime would cure it. Apparently, it cures everything else in an aquarium. And people have been using everything from aquarium to horse medicine and bleach. Picture you don't need me squatting over a mirror with a torch. Torch and a magnifying glass looking for tiny thread worms, yeah. And they'd show up well against the black and white, to be fair. I mean, the reason I spotted them as early as I did in the fish, not me, was because it was one of these guys who had them. Little platinum lower tail mollies. And it's amazing how well bright red worms show up against the bright white fish. Don't worry, that's not a worm coming out at the moment. I fed them krill flakes earlier, so they've been pooping red today. You won't look in the black hole. Once you swing over the pie. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure my system is probably toxic to any other life form. Yeah. Well, sir, you should have worms, leishmaniasis. But apparently they don't survive in your system. Yeah, don't worry, nothing does. It's like my old joke about if I catch a bug like cold or flu. Most people, when they get a bit of a coughy, sore throat, and they're like, oh, no, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke. I'm sat there chaining them. Two or three at a time. Because my theory is, smoke inhalation is bad. It kills things. It might work, might kill the bugs. It's poop time. Oh, actually, we can squeeze a poop. Sorry if you got headphones on. That's quite loud. Plastic Monkey lives in North Devon. Not being unkind, holiday makers didn't help. They didn't help here either, Monkey. I'm in Norfolk. So, yeah, we get the holiday makers too. The people from London with their second homes. Yes, quite a few of them got sent straight back. What do you think you're doing? This isn't your home. Hello, Jess. How are you? Hope all is well with you and your fishies and furries. I'm going to get a picture of every fart and see disco lights. If I fart and you see disco lights, then something badly gone wrong. As there's definitely no sun or light shining out of there. It absorbs all known matter. It literally is a black hole. Howdy, Scott and Jeremy spoken chat today. Sorry, I had to do that, Jeremy. It's hard enough to resist typing it most of the time, but I had to get that one off my chest. Oh, pardon me. Oh, yes. Jimmy P. What's new? Not a lot. Hope all is well with you. We now have one tank that has no down there that has no plex in it at the moment. I think you got the new banner just right. I shall have to have a look. You know me, I'm not the most observant of people. I look at a screen and it doesn't necessarily mean I see what's on it. Yeah. Apparently there were girls at school that had the hots for me and I had no clue. I just thought everyone thought I was weird. Well, they did, but you know, it's because I was weird. Still am. Not good news, no more earwax. There you go. So far, the worst part of not being able to hug your family. Yep. Yeah, hugs rock. And so, I mean, last year from when did lockdown start? Late March? Was it beginning of April? Something like that? It was late March, wasn't it? Because I started work. Was it April? I started work, lockdown came in, and then it was the 6th, was it 6th of June that I actually got to see Mary for the first time since late March. Best part of 3 months. That was, yeah, that was not fun. So basically, I was going to work, coming home, and not doing anything. Family is always around in your heart. You kind of got to have one though, Jimmy. That's my problem. To quote the old Nine Inch Nails song, "Grey would be the colour if I had a heart." What are you doing, Shelley? He's picked up the same little piece of rock and moved it around about 8 times now. He's trying to get it in exactly the right position. You can guarantee that another one will come along and move it. Some would definitely not agree with you, Jimmy. Some do, some don't. I have They're looking in the door to check on you, but you can't hug them. Yeah. I can send you air hugs, Marriott, if that's any help. Ah, Pride Moors, Fishing Moor. Hello, hello. How the devil art thou? Yum, 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 yum. And this is a daddy bull. The next size down is the mummy bull, and the little one is the baby bull. Do 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 do. There you go, Marriott. Air hug. Got family a bit fishy, but still, not as fishy as my real family. How long is it since I've seen any of my actual family? Anything? 19 years since I saw any of my family and parents. 31 years. So yeah, I'm good. I'm the black sheep of the black sheep side of the family, which I don't know, probably says more about my family. Got married and kids, don't need the family, don't work. Exactly. I've chosen my family, or my family has chosen me, whichever way you look at it. As the saying goes, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. Well, you can, if you just never see your family, your actual biological family. Blood is thicker than water. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Yeah. Mary is definitely a diamond. A star. The sun I orbit around. And no, that's not meaning she's got high gravity or anything like that. If anything, she'll be orbiting around me in that case. Anyway, let's see if we can. Have I done anything dumb lately? Not that I recall. Actually, I can't remember the last time I actually did something dumb and injured myself. Oh. Blood can be diluted and water can't. Yep, you dilute water with water and you get water. Or you dilute it with B vitamins, taurine, caffeine, and sugar, and you get Red Bull. And as Lieutenant Dan said, shame it can't give you legs. Sorry, that's a really bad joke. Sometimes family is toxic. Very blessed with most of my. Exactly. I wouldn't say my family is toxic. We just don't get on. Just don't see eye to eye whatsoever. Oh, Dee Dee's trying to pull Jimmy. You're a married lady, Dee Dee. And somehow there's a bloody fly in here. And it's not some little tiny thing. It's a honking great big fat bugger. Never mind. Hopefully it'll find the fly paper that's still up in the kitchen from the summer. You know the weather's doing weird things when you got flies in November. Ooh. Yeah, it's normally by late September, early October, the flies have all gone. But no, we still got them in November. Joy. Dee Dee's got eyes. I've never looked that far up, to be honest, Jimmy. I'll have to check next time. Next time I watch something. Yeah. Yeah, I'll say this is it. I'm a massive flirt as well. It's Mary knows it and accepts it. This is just the way I am. Yeah, there's flirting, and then there's being unfaithful. Two very different things, but very fine lines to cross. You got to be able to have a flirt and a laugh. No, so I think most of the ladies from the fish room, if I saw them, I'd give them a massive hug. Nothing wrong with that, providing they want the hug. If someone stares at you in sheer terror as you come towards them, like, then yeah, maybe don't. But hugs make the world go round. Oh dear, you're still in pain, are you, Jimmy? What are you? I swear these shell dwellers are insane. Probably their owner rubbing off on them. You got all that tank and you're arguing over a piece of lava rock. And then another one comes and swims along and picks up the rock and buggers off with it. Oh dear. Oh, don't bite that tongue, Dee Dee. Don't bite that tongue. Don't hold us in suspense. Or suspenders. Ain't nobody wants to see me in suspenders. Or stockings. Yes, Dee Dee, shell dwellers. Neolamprologus similis. I are literally right there. Should we have a look at them, see what they're up to? Here's why they all disappear into their shells, because they're rather camera shy. There we go. Get it straight, Sharpe. The one at the front there is the one with the blunt, kind of deformed head. I don't know what the heck happened there. Looks like she swam into the glass too fast. But yeah. It's this one down here that's been playing silly beggars. But yeah, they're always fun to watch. We got at least 3 or 4 generations in there. Oh, bless you, Jimmy. You don't need to buy many of them, to be fair. And if you buy 3, that's probably enough, because chances are you're going to get at least one of each sex, and they will breed. I started out with 4, and I think I've sold about 50 or 60 of them, and probably had quite a lot of them, because they did get a bit overpopulated and start killing each other. But yeah, it is this. I always say shell dwellers are the perfect fish to get someone who's really anal about their tank and having everything just right. They need shell dwellers in their life. Hello, Vinoxky teeth. Vinoxky tanks. Yeah, I just thought I was going to get through that one easily. I've read it thousands of times, not had to say it very often though. But yeah, I'll say if you've got someone who's really, really anal about aquascapes and positioning everything perfectly, get them some shell dwellers, they'll love you for it. Because they'll mess up all their careful work about perfectly levelling out their sand by digging big holes in it and blocking filter intakes, and then the next day moving the sand somewhere else, because why not? And literally all you got to do to trigger them to completely rescape the tank is just move a rock or a couple of shells, and it's a complete rescape overnight. It's actually quite amusing. I might actually have to do that at some point. Literally just pull all the shells with the fish out of the way, flatten all the sand out, move the rocks about a bit, and then put all the shells back in randomly and see how it turns out. I guarantee it'll look completely different. I'm literally a couple of weeks ago, there was a massive mountain of sand in the middle. Now that's all disappeared. There's a big old hole in the other corner, but yeah, they do what they do. Yeah, so I didn't film a video today at the LFS, although I will do the next time I'm down there because the cold water. I didn't know whether the pond fish cold water outdoory section would actually have any fish in it. It did, so I will film on that, and I will have a lot to talk about because there's a lot of fish in there I know a lot about due to being a fisherman. They got native species, so they had barbel and chub and roach and rudd, sterlets, sturgeon, carp, mutant crucian carp, blue wharf, golden wharf, and some other stuff as well. Encourage hubby to get a shrimp tank. Shellies would be awesome. Obviously, don't put shellies with shrimp because they're just snacks. But yeah, shellies are awesome. And shelly tanks are really low maintenance as well. They don't like bright lights, so you leave the lights turned down fairly low, which means you don't get a bunch of algae. They don't get very big, so they don't produce a lot of bioload. So there's not much muck to clear up. They do their own gardening and clearing up anyway. And literally, I just do a small water change in there once a week. When I say small, I mean like 2 gallon. And that's just because I do. It fills up the bucket, basically. What is in the bucket from other tank, like the shrimp tanks, and then I fill the bucket up from there, just so I've done a full bucket. Do I find myself doing different things during the winter as opposed to summer? Not really. Certainly not fish-wise, because they're all tropical indoors. Goldfish or the comets in the pond, yeah, they just look after themselves all year round. I don't feed them or water change them or filter clean or anything like that. They're just out there in the pond. Most I'll do is top it up from the water butt if it gets a bit low in the middle of summer. But yeah, generally in the summer, I'm just trying to avoid the heat. Although next year, come springtime, I'm going to set up an outdoor tub. Basically, the infamous 10-gallon crib tub of multiplication. Yeah, that tub that I emptied out of cribs 3 times, and they just kept reappearing. Yeah, that one. I set it up. I mean, I'm going to put it outside, fill it up with water out the water butt, so rainwater. Get a bunch of horn water out of the pond, chuck that in, leave it a couple of days, and then probably put some cherry shrimp and some white clouds in it, and just forget about it. Some kind of mesh over the top as well. Maybe actually a lid to keep it a bit warmer, but we'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, that's pretty much my summer tubbing is what I'm going to be doing. Just just as an experiment, see how the shrimpies do outside, and see what happens if I dump a bunch of mountain minnows in a tub full of hornwort and just forget about it for a few months and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Come back to the tub a few months later and there's nothing alive in there, or there's one shrimp in the bottom. Oh, then I've learned a lesson. It doesn't work. Best thing that could happen, I come back to the tub and go, oh crap, what am I going to do with all these shrimp and white clouds? LFS. Yeah, hi, yeah, it's John. Do you want a few hundred cherry shrimp and a couple of hundred white clouds? What do you mean? Oh, I just emptied my summer tub. I'm not going to ask what you use the tubs for, Marriott. Yeah, it's just an idea I thought of. Amber, my lovely, I hope you're still on the mend and your fishies and catties are loving you. How is my gorgeous Florida girl? And Jellystone's here as well. Yes, I know it's Yellowstone, but I watched too much Yogi Bear as a child. So I read Yellowstone, my brain sees Jellystone. So doing wonderful. Yay! Started a new job running the kitchen at a breakfast lunch place. That sounds ideal. So evenings are free to do 300 water changes on better cups. But yeah, if there's anyone whose luck deserved a turn for the better, it's you, Amber. Jimmy wants to do outdoor tubs. Jimmy, you could do outdoor tubs year round, no worries. Your biggest problem will be keeping them full of water. They're going to evaporate. Well, if I could send a bunch of luck your way in Marriott's way, I would, but you know, I don't have much luck either, so I kind of got to hold on to what I got. As I said earlier, for some of us, if it weren't for bad luck, we'd have no luck. But I'm also a firm believer in karma. So what it takes away in one hand, it brings in the other eventually. That's what I choose to believe anyway. But yes. And we're all still waiting with bated breath for the videos of you falling into rivers and canals trying to catch fish, Amber. Yeah. Yes. I did wonder whether Amber and Marriott had been doing kissy kissies because, you know, that's how you catch your cooties apparently. Oh, apparently Chris at Multi-Tank Addiction is live. Don't you just love YouTube notifications that come up like an hour and a half after the previous stream finished? I think I can safely say we are all looking forward to seeing Amber's adventures in the great outdoors, trying to find native fish in Florida, which could be harder. Yeah, that might be for the best, Amber. Just straight line in the sand, start afresh. I'm doing hand signals and my hands are out of frame. You know, that's how you know what to do with your hands. You have them out of frame, then people can't see what you're doing with them. Log what you're doing and share the tanks with the fish. Exactly. And you know, I will send people your way if I can. Although you've got a bigger channel than me, so you're far more well known. So it's a crud you're holding on to a curb this week. Exactly. I say if a certain person hasn't made an effort to come and get them or sort out having them collected, tough. I just had the worst thought come to mind, but yeah, we won't go there. I was going to go with it's the COVID cuties. I know what would cheer Marriott up, Amber. Send her a picture of your mermaid. Oh, that is such an awesome ornament. Yeah. Look, I did have a thought the other day. I'm not going SpongeBob, so don't panic. We're not having Bikini Bottom. Although I'll quite happily accept Bikini Bottoms. I was thinking, because we've got Cookie Monster, who thankfully isn't getting a blowy at the moment. He's just getting his eyeballs sucked and his armpit. I was thinking maybe for the fry tanks, find some really cheesy ornaments to put in them. See if I can find one of those old treasure chests that has an airline running to it, or the deep sea diver. Or that classic castle. Those kind of things. Please don't. It's just a bit of cheesiness, just for a laugh. Because everyone knows I'd be doing it. Well, anyone who knows me knows I'd do it for a laugh. Or do you think Cookie Monster stands out on his own for just having Cookie Monster and nothing else? Everything else is natural. Is just Cookie Monster. I mean, if I could find the perfect Cthulhu model or ornament, then yeah, that would definitely go into a tank. But also like cutesy or just really badly cast, or too small, or so. Well, this is what it's supposed to look like, but that's scary, so we better make it not scary. What the heck? Who wants a not scary Cthulhu? I'm assuming everyone here knows what Cthulhu is, or at least looks like. But yeah, the picture in my mind from reading Lovecraft's work does not necessarily compute with what I see when I see the representations of. Oh, messages going. Yeah. So, what else we got we can rattle on about? How I can smoke without smoke getting in my eye. How I can blow smoke out my nose and it doesn't hurt. I don't know. There must be something. I'm really running on empty thoughts for today. As I said earlier, I've had one of those weeks where really not a lot has happened. I mean, other than the spawn of the long fin super red bristlenoses, that's it. Nothing's died or caught any new interesting diseases. I've not managed to injure myself. No. Oh, bless. He's happy that I'm doing a stream. Well, it's one of those things. I've got videos I could upload, but I don't want to upload more and then go, oh crap, I've got nothing for next week. Actually, that was one thing. A few of you may have noticed. I did upload a short earlier in the week. Just 16 seconds of my shrimp tank. That one down there. It went to like nearly 1,200 views in about 2 days and has had no views since. So, what the hell happened there? Hang on, what's going on? It just went on the views and then boom. So whether there weren't many new shorts coming out and it somehow managed to make it onto the front page, I don't know. Or, I mean, that's all I can think. Because I can't think that everyone suddenly went, "Oh, Sharpe did a short, let's watch it." It was like 97% new viewers, so it was just what struck me as really random. Yeah, I've been trying to wrap my head around the analytics, and it's a bit confusing. Oh, and because we did get the second member last week with Steph from IHSP's Tank Tribe, along with Dan, we do have another emoji for the members now. So we have the snail emoji along with the fishy one, the shrimpy one, and the ghosty one. And the other fishy one. Don't like shorts. Yeah, it kind of seems a bit pointless most of the time because A, you can't monetize them. But if it brings new people to the channel, then the occasional one doesn't hurt. If I had a 20-gallon high, what would I put in it? Right. It would be planted with a big chunk of wood in it, a pair of bristle noses, a pair of pistogrammas, and some cories, and probably a Scyphia or a trio of Scyphias or Limias. and some nerite snails. Yeah, something like that. So then I'd be breeding the bristlenoses, I'd be breeding the live bearers, the limias or the skiffias, breeding the opistos, not the snails, obviously, possibly the cories. It'd be a tank. There'd be a lot going on. There'd be something going on all the time. And I find if you've got things like a live bearer and a cory bumbling about doing their thing, and the opistos, then the bristlenoses are out and about far more often, so you see them most of the time. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'd do. I mean, I'd do the same in a 15 gallon, to be honest. So, at 20, I'd probably go with 2 pairs of bristlenoses. Extra 5 gallons. 5 gallons is big enough for a pair of bristles. Pardon me. And the cory eggs will still be snacks. Yeah, pretty much. Even if the cories don't eat them, everyone else will. Yeah, it's, I say, dwarf opistos are always cool. And you can sell them once they breed. Bristlenoses are always a big seller. Planted. Well, yeah, it's going to have to be planted. The only tank, other than the grow out tanks, which have all got some kind of plants in them anyway, the only unplanted tank I've got is the Shelly tank. And that's purely because they just dig everything up anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So things like the pistos sell for good money. Bristlenoses, you can guarantee you'll sell. And then just having a rare live bearer in there. Yeah, just to do your bit to keep the rare live bearer breeds going. I'm pretty sure at least one of the female Limia perusias is pregnant. She's getting a good belly on her anyway. And the female, obviously the adult female Skiffia multipunctata, or the multipunk, Mrs. Skiff, she is also expecting as well. So we should have baby skifflets and baby limlets at some point, which will be a bonus. Well, with the Limia, we will, unless the cribs eat them. With the Skiffia, we will, unless Missy Opisto decides to eat them, which I think might have already happened. From what I've seen of Dee Dee, I know what she could do with a 20 gallon, but a couple of ratchet straps. How's that for an idea? The clear molded bra. Yeah, might work. Probably be rather uncomfortable and somewhat painful, but it'd look good. Why are you eating each other's poop, you silly creatures? The thing is, the only time I really get to sit and watch the Shelleys because of where the tank is when I'm doing a stream. Most of the other time, when I'm sat in the armchair, I literally can't see the tank. So it's normally just one of the feedings, water changes, or happens to be wandering into the kitchen to get another can of energy drink, or perhaps food even. Maybe even do the washing up. Yes. Yes. Today's title, When the LFS Considers You Furniture, basically got told as much today. Um, while I was in there, it was busy for them today. It always is on a Sunday. And one of the members of staff wandering along having a grumble. So I know bloody customers keep getting in my way. Oh, sorry. we try not to, you know. And she's like, oh no, no, not you. You like furniture around here. We don't mind you being here at all. You're no trouble. But yeah, but I take money out of the till, not put it in. Um, but yeah, so yeah, that's why we got today's title. I seem like it's just I'm just there. They don't even notice me. Sharpe is a love seat. Something. More a love futon with a big, thick, fluffy mattress on it. With an electric blanket. uh, heard some of the music. Wasn't a huge fan, Marriott, and I like the way you've got around being able to actually get that past the bot. Um, the band name was Turbo Negro. I'm not sure if they had to change it at some point. But yeah, I mean, the time they were kind of big, I didn't really listen to that type of metal or rock. Oh no. Don't say it was the big C word. Either of them. Um, yeah, around that time I was probably more Nine Inch Nails, Cradle of Filth, Alice in Chains. Yeah, pretty much what I listen to now, really. Ministry, Misery Loves Coke. Bauhaus, Sisters of Mercy, Jesus and Mary Chain, that kind of stuff. Jesus and Mary Chain, the band whose songs you can play with one string on your guitar. 20 guns, 20 black mollies, white background, a cool driftwood. That would be cool. So one of these days I will get round to putting a black background on that tank. Even if it is just get a black sheet and just drape it down the back. So it's not reflecting the white wall, which makes all the fish disappear. The white mollies kind of vanish. And there is the best bristlenose pleco ever. Is it bad that I can tell which ones in the shop are his or mine? I've still got they've kept some of the adult males or the bigger males or the bigger ones for their display tanks. And when I see them, they've got exactly the same bristle layout as Spotty has, which is the spikes around the front and then just the mohawk straight up the middle. Yeah, he's a very cool bristle nose. Wasn't CR, thank God for that. There's far too many cool people who've had that lately. Let's see if we can actually get close enough to check out the bristles on the Spotty boy. As always, we get photobombed by a happy Cara. There he is. There's my boy. And the lyre tail that's missing one half of her lyre because someone's eaten it. Oh. Albino Corey's doing Corey stuff. snails, more Corey's Corian, black neons, and doofers glow like Danios. Fluval U4 filter, old school box filter, 50-gallon tank, perfectly clear. Yeah. Who needs an FX6? His heart stopped in a public park. That's not there. Exercise is always dangerous. I've never injured myself or died when I've not been moving. Even I had to move to injure myself. Bloody fly. Where you find that fly paper and it's stuck? Did I give the ritual a chance yet? I haven't yet, no. I would say I've been busy, but it's just kind of... I'm old and crap and my memory is rubbish. I'm at that age now. That age, disposition and substance history that now I have to make lists. Like in the morning, I make a list of what I've got to do that day because otherwise I'll forget most of it. Now I'll keep forgetting, and then come Saturday, it'll be like, oh crap, I haven't done that, and that. Oh. So then I'm knackered on a Sunday. Someone found him dead. Oh dear. That's never good when someone just finds someone. That's... Oh. We're out of Red Bull, people. We're going to have to switch to a normally caffeinated drink. Yeah, I was trying to think. It was who else was it? Was it this week they went? It was, forgive me, I can't remember the actor's actual name. But he played Piney in Sons of Anarchy. The old dude with the oxygen tank on the trike. Yeah, he passed this last week as well. William, I can't remember his name. Yeah, there's been quite a few lately. Why is it never the ones you want? Why can't it be Simon Cowell? And you know, I don't know. Yes. Yeah, we'll leave that. There's only half a C left. We'll roll a new one. Roll a new one outside in the park outside the Royal Palace. So at least he went somewhere classy, I suppose. If there's an upside to it, if there's any upside to it. I'm assuming you were a fan, Mara. So the last big one to me was probably Chris Cornell, and that did come as quite a shock. Yes, hello, baby Shelley Dwelly. I see you. I see you hiding up down there. You can't fool me. I see a little pair of eyeballs looking at me. Not a big fan, but don't want people. Exactly. People shouldn't. And pets shouldn't as well, which the one of the things I shared on Facebook this week, which, it really struck me, is people who take a pet to the vets to be put to sleep and then leave. How can you do that? How can you leave your pet? It's part of your family. It loves you. You love it. You're its world, and you just leave it somewhere it doesn't like. It's scared, with people it doesn't trust, for its last minutes. Be there. I know it hurts and it really sucks. It sucks hard. But I'm so glad that I got to spend those last few seconds with that dude up there. I got those last head rubs, felt that last meow and last purr, and felt him fall asleep in my lap. It's, how could you take a life that you love and cherish and just, no, I don't want to be a part of this. Poor animal. How do lumpy dogs in the UK Parliament look silly at times? They've got nothing on the crazies in the US. People don't even live in the same base reality. Well, our Parliament don't live in the same base reality as the rest of us do either. The current one is there's a plan afoot to stop members of Parliament from being on the board of companies or owning companies. And they claim they can't live on £83,000 a year. Minimum wage in the UK on a 40-hour week works out somewhere around 15,000 a year before tax. And they say they can't live on 83. Yeah, exactly, Dee Dee. If you love them, you can't, you want them to feel safe, secure, comfortable, and loved in their last minutes, last seconds, last moments. It hurts. It really does. But it's not just about you. Not saying you in particular, Dee Dee. It's not about you as the person. It's about them. Make the last few minutes as comfortable and as pleasurable, as safe, as feeling loved as you can. It's with Zach, we didn't really have much of a choice in the matter. He was going to go either way. It was just better to end the pain, whatever he was going through, because he wasn't right. After he got that head wound, he was never right since. Yeah, it was the best thing to do. He was going downhill very rapidly anyway. But yeah, it was. And I'll never forget those last few minutes. Last time he looked up at me before his eyes shut and he went to sleep. And this is really hard to say. But yeah, don't leave your pet to die on its own. Crying out loud. Be a decent human. Has anyone got anything fun or funny we can talk about before I start breaking down and bawling in tears here, and before the rest of you start as well? We will try and avoid politics, because that's just going to make me angry. Oh, that's just a reflection. Yeah, I'm holding it back hard, Dee Dee. Don't feel bad about it. Yeah. Now it's not all in and out. Shake it all about. Do the hokey cokey and we turn around. That's what it's all about. Hey, on hokey cokey cokey. Don't think you did anything stupid at all this week. No, I haven't either. It's kind of weird. I normally do something dumb or offend somebody. I've not even upset anyone this week. Although the fact that I've never seen an episode of Tanked probably didn't go down too well Friday. Oops. But you know, they came across as a nice enough guy, decent guy, knew what he was talking about. I tried not to take the mickey. Although I did like that Jess, yeah, the Sharpe is a comedian. You have to work on that for Tuesday. That doesn't give you much time to do something dumb, Dee Dee. Water change without a bra, that'll give you a good story to tell. Oh, it's got to get a drink. Got to watch him making the tanks. I think I might have to actually see if I can find an episode to watch, so I've actually got a clue what it was all about. No, I mean you, Dee Dee, doing a braless water change. I've got quite a pair, but then they're not going to hang in the water. They're not going to float about. I am a comedian. I can always make laugh, and I need to go and watch Tanked. Yes, Miss Jess, Southern Belle. I shall see if I can find an episode on PooTube. Got one of the human fry ordered a hoodie in the week. Next day delivery, Mr. D. First question, when's it coming? To be fair, that's not a dumb question. It all depends on when it was ordered as to when next day delivery will be. You know, if you order it later, next day delivery could be the day after. You know, they do float kind of, sort of. Sorry, I'm trying not to picture topless water changes. I mean, it'd be a video I'd watch. Repeatedly. I'd have to go on OnlyFins though. Although when I see the size of some people's tanks, I'm thinking, how the heck do you actually do the maintenance? We can't see what you're doing. Yeah, I was just see. I can just imagine with the net having to go net down and then move the girls to the side so you can see down between. It's kind of struck me as amusing. During baking, I did lean over a little too far on the butter dish. Thank goodness the top was on. Buttery boobs. Sorry, had to. They all float down. We all float down here, Georgie. Everybody floats down here. Yes. See, I could do Pennywise in an audiobook. Yeah, they're saying if you got duckweed, then you're just wearing a duckweed bra afterwards. Oh, I don't do it in a shrimp tank because then you'll end up with shrimp in your underboob, and that's not good. And not good when you go to get in a bed later and a shrimp plops out. What the hell? The duckweed bra. Eey. Well, I still think someone's got to get the tattoo. It'll probably end up being me, won't it? If I can find somewhere on my upper arm that is not too scarred, just get the old circle of duckweed around the arm tattoo. In the morning, brushing your teeth after showering, the marble is cold. Oh, this is why I don't have marble. I think it's a. I nearly died laughing. I can imagine. I'd laugh as well. Yeah, I'd pitch a tent and I'd laugh. Strange combination. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, it's bad enough when you work somewhere that's got an outside toilet that isn't heated, and you go to the loo in the winter, and you do your business, and you look down, and it's just sitting there on top of the ice, just gradually melting its way through the ice, and you're like, oh. Then you realise that you can't flush it either because it's frozen. Yeah. And you do it a couple of times before you let the lids out down. Yeah. Oh, you know nothing of it, Dee Dee. I'm surprised I haven't stripped the enamel off the porcelain yet. Oh, raining. Hear the rain on the back door. Yeah, so I'm not that posh to have marble in my bathroom. My sink and bath my bath is fiberglass. My sink is porcelain. I've got no like tops or anything in there. It's just on a pedestal, and there's carpet as well, so you don't get cold feet when you get out of the bath. Also means you don't have to dry the bottom of your feet either, because you just get out of the bath, stand on the carpet, and they're dry. Pardon me. Yeah, I think that's definitely an English thing, having carpet in the bathroom. Porcelain is cold too. I know that feeling. Yeah, that's the same toilet. I found that one out. Sit down and something swings against the porcelain. Ooh, suddenly retracts a couple of inches. Oh, that's not good. Suddenly I don't need to go. The whole bathroom is carpeted, exactly. I don't get this whole tiled floors and hardwood floors, and they're cold. They're not very comfortable either. And they're noisy to walk around on. Why have I had a notification that someone's put up a video about a 1972 MGB and it's someone I'm not even subscribed to? I don't know. Sounds unsanitary. Now I'm pretty much unsanitary anyway. Yeah, I've got technically a hard floor down in the kitchen, but that's the only room in the house that has. And that's just lino that's probably 30 years old. I think there's some original colour left on it somewhere. There's all sorts of different colours at the moment. Because I used to paint radio control guard body shells in there using spray cans. So there's red bits, metallic green bits, black bits, blue bits, white bits, all sorts. Overspray goes everywhere, no matter how careful you are. And that's what blew a TV up. Spraying metallic paint. Obviously I don't do it anymore, not with the fish tanks down here, but yeah. Metallic paint. The metallic particles got drawn inside the TV and it went bang. Thankfully it was still under warranty, so it got repaired for nothing. What you doing, Ernie? Yeah, you can't get to them platelets, can you? They're in the breeder box. You can't get them. No. Tough. Don't you give me that look. I'm not feeding you brittle noses. You can eat your pellets and your flakes and be done with it. And you're looking very pregnant again, Missy Molly. Oh dear. Things squirts everywhere. Pretty much. Yeah, what are you giving me that look for, hey? Are you hungry, Bungie? Is that it? Are you hungry? If I stand up, yeah, if I stand up here, you can do the happy dance. Do you see what happens if we give them some food? Let's see. Oh, getting old. Right, what can we feed you? What foodie can we give you? Oh, let's go with some buggy bites. Are you ready? Yeah, we got the happy dance going on. And go. As everyone just goes nuts looking for food. Apart from the fat loaches. Fat loaches haven't realised there's food in there yet. I will do any minute. Come out and do zoomies looking for food. Oh, suck the gut in. Well, I was trying to leave that alone, Marek. But, you know, there's a reason your favourite Pokemon is Squirtle. Oh, cute. Me feeding my fishies. Or the way the happy Karas do their little happy dance when it's time for food. I've got them well trained, you see. Yeah. And the little bits of the bug bites that's still floating about, the little nippy fishes can get. Everything that's sunk to the bottom, everyone else is on one on. Okay. Yeah, you don't care. Yep, here come the clowny loaches. Yeah. Yes, hello, fat loach. There's a reason we don't have any carpets. Oh dear, Marriott. You like things easily wipe-upable. Just stick a towel down and job done. I know. That's why I can't take that well-known American aquatics online sales place very seriously. They knew what they were doing when they called it the wet spot. Come on. And if anyone asked me if I wanted to go to the wet spot, I'd think they meant something completely different. And yes, I've run out of ciggy papers in my tin, so get gills. I understand that one. That makes complete sense. But yeah, the wet spot, no. That's just wrong. It's the it was a Geordie from Newcastle building company, and they were actually the two men's names, Bodgett and Scarpa. So yeah, Mr. Bodgett and Mr. Scarpa had a building company, and they called it Bodgett and Scarpa. I hope they did a good job, because if they didn't, then that might be why they're not around anymore. It's like when people don't think what the initials of a company is going to spell, and that comes out as something rude. There's one, I can't remember what the company was, but the abbreviation, the letters were Dick. And you're like, yeah, okay. Oh, hey, silly loaches. What are you doing down there? He's rootling about for food. Like nothing. Neither of you look like you need a meal. You both got good full bellies on you. Yes, and your car, he just realised that wasn't a piece of food, it was actually a piece of substrate. Careful, there's a quarry there. Shopping Oslo called cheat day. I'm guessing that's for people who are on diets, and it's got all the nice food in there. Lots of sugar and fat. Well, I would just call that normal food. I don't think I've ever knowingly eaten diet something or other, or low fat or low salt. Generally, the first thing you do if you get something and it is low salt, first thing you do, add more salt to get the flavour up to where it should be. Because the salt brings out the flavours of everything else. It's like having chips or fries with no salt or vinegar on them. It's just wrong. Yes, salt, vinegar, and ketchup or mayonnaise or gravy. If you go with the gravy, don't go with the vinegar though. That's just bad. Now I just want to eat chips and gravy. That was a bad thing to think about. Ooh, chips, cheese, and gravy. That's even better. Yes. Proper chip shop chips with melted cheese over the top. Proper cheese, not plastic cheese. And some good thick gravy on the top of that. Nom 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 nom. Feel your waistline expand as you eat it. We look at videos of expensive hotels and they say, look at the golden shower. I can imagine. Not that I ever watch videos of expensive hotels because I'm never going to stay in one. To me, that's just a massive waste of time and money. Oh no. There's the funky funkmeister. How are you doing, sir? Hope all is well. Driving and lurking. Yeah, we know all about your kind, Funk. Yeah. Lurking around dodgy alleyways in the dark. Yeah. Buying restricted cichlids that you shouldn't have, that kind of stuff. Oh, bless. I always give Funk a hard time. I have no idea why. He's all right. He drives safe. Funk drives like a grandma. And right up to the wheel doing this. There you go. I just made Steve hungry as well. Cheesy chips and curry sauce. Yeah. 5 miles an hour below the speed limit. Hits the brakes 1/4 of a mile before the lights, just in case they turn red. It's after snacks now. No, I'm hungry as well. Because I'm playing catch up because I kind of forgot to eat anything Friday. And it got to sort of 6:30 Friday evening. I started feeling weird and I was like, why do I feel weird? Something is not right. I hope I'm not coming down with anything. And I stood up and it was like, oh, I'm all wobbly. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, I know what's happened. I haven't eaten for 24 hours. And the snacks can't taste anything. Don't eat the yogurt, Marek. That's all I'm going to say. You know I love you, Funk. I say, if I didn't take the mickey, it would be more concerning. If I was nice and polite to you, you'd get worried. Be honest. Like old Sergeant Pepper and 2 Queen cichlids. There are just certain people I don't know why. It's just there's that I just have to rack on them. I think it's because I know they can take it. They're big enough and ugly enough. Anyway, so where were we? Snacks, boobs. Wet fingers didn't make it. I was smiling internally, Marek. I was trying to let that one go by. I was saving the thought for later. And what do you think's holding the PC up at the moment? There's Ian, Atkins Nature Aquariums. Hello. In the last few minutes, before things get completely perverse and weird. Not that they haven't been perverse and weird for the last couple of hours. That just seems to be how my streams go usually. Strangeness. Yeah, kind of meant to be about fish, but it's very rare we even talk about fish. Boy Scout. Yes, the Boy Scout. Yes. Mary, you do bring out the Scout in me. Send me camping fairly easily. Because you're pure filth. Just how I like it. And yes, I am that uncouth. I drink straight out of the bottle. Oh, and I love it. Yes, of course I do. Yes, I drink straight out of the bottle, but it's only me that lives here, so there's nobody else going to be trying to get a glass out of that at any time. And that'll probably be dead by about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning anyway. Yes, sugar and caffeine helps Sharpe sleep. I'm weird. So, yeah, saves on washing up, exactly. Yeah. Why make a glass dirty when you don't have to? Especially when you forget and you leave that little bit of Coke in the bottom of the glass. And then you're like me, and because I live on my own, I don't generate much dirty dishes. I wash up once a week. And if you leave Coke in the bottom of a glass for a week, you pretty much have to chip it out with a screwdriver. I mean, it's not as bad as Weetabix. I mean, if you let Weetabix dry in a bowl, you just throw the bowl away. You're going to need a jackhammer to get that off. Yeah, that just turns to concrete. And Stevie knows exactly what I'm talking about there, I guarantee. You're doing the washing up and you're picking up the butter knife to try and chip the bits of blooming crusted on Weetabix off the bottom of the bowl. Yeah, been there, done that. Although I did go through a phase where I was using plastic cutlery and paper plates. Yeah. More money than sense at that point. You know, you do what you have to. Porridge is even worse. Yeah. Yeah, but I tend to have on the very rare occasions I actually have breakfast, and on the even rarer occasions when I have cereal in the house, what I do with the Weetabix is I let it go soggy and sort of mush it all up, and it, yeah, basically is porridge. But yeah, that's another one. Muesli's fine. I mean, not that I eat it, but you know, I can't imagine sawdust sticking to the bottom of the bowl very well. Let's be honest, that's what muesli is. They just sweep the carpenter's floor and stick it in a bag with a few bits of dried fruit and call it health food. No, breakfast doesn't want to be healthy. Breakfast is what gets you through the morning until lunchtime. It needs a bit of something to it, a bit of stodge, a bit of fat and flavour and sugar, plenty of carbohydrates. Says the guy that doesn't eat breakfast. I don't know, I suppose a large can of energy drink counts as breakfast, doesn't it? energy drink and a cigarette. That must count as breakfast. It's the main chemical groups that I need: caffeine, sugar, and nicotine. Stop talking about sweets. Oh, pardon me. Oh, you're glad you couldn't taste that one. Oh, that wasn't pleasant. What are you doing, you silly Lumia? Are you chasing around your spinach leaf? Is that what it is? Strange creatures. Well, anyway, my 2 hours is up. If anyone is bored and still wants to watch some streams, actually someone talking about fish and plants and other stuff like that, Crystal's Pets and Plants is on now. She goes just after me. So drop in and give her a visit and say hi. I won't be there because I need food. But anyway, thank you to everyone for turning up. Thank you again very much for the super chat, Marek. Most appreciated. And hope you start feeling better soon. Everyone else, stay safe. Definitely stay safe. Avoid corona. Nobody wants that anymore. Anyway, enjoy your hobbies. Peace out. Have a good week. Rock on. Bye-bye. And now the end is near, and so I face the final